do want to talk about them trying to implement youth on this show by utilizing NXT talent such as the double champ Sol Ruca, who is the reigning defending Speed and Women's North American champion, as well as Javon Evans. And they won their matches this past Friday on SmackDown, and maybe they need to see the future through the youngsters' eyes, tap into that fountain of youth, and realize that maybe we need to shake up our show and switch up the formula, because what we've been doing lately hasn't been working. So let's call up some young talent, push them, market them, have them win. And I don't know, just maybe, potentially get over with the people organically in the process. And I think Scott just froze on me at this exact moment, which is horrifying. He'll be back soon. So, as expected on this show, it happens at least once a week that we have a Rey Mysterio Booyaka moment. We got Jinx. We're going to get Scott back here as soon as possible. But I do love the utilization of Sol Ruca and Javon Evans on SmackDown thus far. They're very talented in the ring. They have something that is intangible, the gift of doing what very few people can do with their athleticism and gifts in the ring, and they're being pushed on SmackDown somewhat. Will it result in a main roster call-up? I surely don't know as of yet, but I feel like they are really tapping into something very special with Javon specifically, and I agree with Fernando that he has an amazing few weeks on NXT and the main roster, and maybe the higher ups are starting to realize that he does have something special that you can utilize and push on a regular basis. And I think they need to realize that you don't have to wait until you're 30, 35 years old to get a push. He's 21 right now. He can be a champion in WWE. He can be a champion in WWE within the next year or so. So I think they definitely need to capitalize on that momentum while they can, as Scott taps back in, hopefully unfrozen, as I rambled a bit about our first topic, if you heard me, regarding Sol Ruca and Javon Evans making a splash on SmackDown.
Yeah, first of all, Rey Mysterio, up yours. So keep your booties to yourself, all right? Yeah. And as far as everything you said, I think you're spot on as far as the youth movement. From what I heard before I got Booyaka out of here, but I'm back now, and I think the whole and Evans especially, because this dude has just been on a roll here lately. Best match at a takeover nobody will remember, and he has consistently been one of the best things on NXT. He shows up on SmackDown, has one of the best matches you'll see on SmackDown all year with Sami Zayn. Him and Rey Fenix, they're a really good team together. They have great chemistry. There was a time when he who shall not be named this guy would give these young people a chance. Remember Chris Masters in the Master Lock? This dude was like 23 years old and was running through everybody, was putting everybody to sleep with the Master Lock. And there was a point in time where he was in this triple threat in a submission match with John Cena for the WWE title and Kurt Angle. And it's like, oh, he might win this because there was a believability in young people getting pushed. Randy Orton, 24, winning the title against Voldemort. There's a reason for that, and that's because he was given the opportunity at a young age to mold, to continue. They're not doing that no more. It's like they don't have the faith in the young people to just give them that rocket and run. Like Braun Breaker, yeah, he's in a great tag team with Bronson Reed, but this dude should be on his way, and he's not. And it's kind of the same thing with Evans. They just don't seem to want to let the young guys get pushed, and I'm not sure why that is. Sol Ruca could take over that women's division, but they're not going to let her.
And that's disheartening when you say it like that, because she should take over that division. And I have to be very braggadocious here with us, because we have been prophets on this show. We have predicted many things We have prophesized the future for many a star in WWE that came up the ranks from NXT. Prime example, LA Knight. We both said, 4 years ago, he was going to be a big time star on the main roster. We were correct. We called out Braun Breaker for being a future WrestleMania main eventer. That is to be determined, but the trajectory suggests that is going to be the direction for his career in the next 3 to 5 years. We said the same thing about Sol Ruca. I think I was a bit more bullish than Scott is, but I think he's coming around a bit more because she's improved rapidly in the last year or so, and she has what it takes to really be a difference maker in that division. And Javon Evans, I think, is someone that could really be a future WWE champion in the next 2 to 3 years if they just get out of their own way and push the guy. And when you see his interviews and hear what he has to say, he's very mature. He's tapped in with the legends who he's getting advice from, mentorship from. I mean, the biggest of big names in this business that he is getting advice from in terms of honing your craft, getting better, improving. And if they don't utilize that, then it's malpractice by everyone in WWE, because that guy is can't miss. And the fact that Shawn Michaels, who we get on this show lovingly, like, he saw something in him a couple of years ago and said, you know what? Despite his size, despite his youth, I want you to sign him because I see his potential. He fought for Javon. He fought for Carmelo. So I'm like, Shawn has a great eye for talent because he sees a lot of these guys in himself as the underdog, as a guy that was undersized, but they had so much talent that you cannot deny them on the main roster. So I hope that is the laser focus, and I hope that is what they focus on heading into the future of this company. Because if you keep waiting, the fans are going to just pass you right on by because they get tired of waiting and getting teased constantly for that big moment to come for that star.
Fernando, he got a comment. Can you put that comment that says about Javon should replace Randy Orton? Put that one up. See,
yeah,
I like that, and this is legit the best opportunity you have of, and it's not Randy's fault, but of replacing Voldemort out of history. That's what that's what you want to do. You want to get him away from history where you don't even have to mention him, have any question. Who did Randy Orton beat? You don't have to worry about asking that anymore. When you have Evans, who's right there, who's on the cusp, who's ready. Like, and this is why I didn't agree with the Ricky Saints winning the title, because I think Evans should have had a nice little run on NXT and got caught up in, like, let him be a Cinderella story. Let him be that Cinderella story that like an NCAA in the March Madness. Let him take that and win that dance. Like, I don't know, man. He's so different from everything else and like in the history of WWE when it comes to the younger talent that they push. He would change. I think he would change the trajectory of what we look for and what we see as a future star. Like, and I think if he succeeds and if he's given the ball and succeeds and can run with it, I think we'll see more young people doing that. But I just don't know if Trips is going to do that.
Trips got to get out of his own way and listen to his best friend in Orlando that is booking NXT and say, hey, I see the vision for the future. And he's one of the guys right there. Sol Ruca, as Fernando says, she's the future right there if you just push them and utilize them. And the other key is you have to strike while the iron is hot, because if you don't, these moments pass you by. You can't get them back. You can try to reheat those nachos, which is the new saying for this year, but it's not going to taste the same if you reheat them 6 months, a year too late, when you could have did this 6 months earlier. So I'm hoping that WWE is very self-aware and that they book the talent they have accordingly and rely on the youth. That's the key. They're young, they're hungry, they're talented. They could add so much juice to your divisions respectively. Just push them. And Javon, I just think that the sky's the limit. He's so great. I think I made that comparison very Osprey-like in terms of a special talent that comes by once every 20 years. And Javon definitely fits that category. And what's scary is the fact that he's not in his prime yet. that is frightening, because once he really hits that prime and in his 30s, guy's going to be unstoppable.